Okay, who has the story on the Washington Post? Who read the actual Washington Post story itself? Not a secondary story. Did you guys read the actual Post story? Did you read it?
The original one, yeah.
The original story. Okay, so what did the original story claim the president do?
Well, the original story didn't give a lot of details. The original story said there was some piece of classified information that was given to Russia, and it was so top secret that a lot of that information hadn't even made its way to people in the United States.
Can I interject?
Yes.
Who here thinks that's something weird or something that never happens? Just curious. It happens almost every single day between every single nation state, especially dealing with terrorism.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
There's nothing unusual about that whatsoever. We share classified, top secret, special access level intelligence with every nation state in the world. It's not unusual.
However, this is Five Eyes. Explain Five Eyes, what Five Eyes are. Do you know what Five Eyes are?
Five Eyes is a signals intelligence, kind of like what the NSA deals with. It's an agreement between several nations, us, UK, Australia, New Zealand.
Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, so there are 5 nations. We didn't share this information even with the Five Eyes, and they're called Five Eyes because we are the ones who watch over the West, okay? So we didn't even share some of this information with Five Eyes. And what we didn't share is the name of the group or the name of even the city of where we got this information. Because if it, again, is in Syria, what happens? If Russia knows that we have operatives in Syria and a group of people that are informing us, what happens?
They'll hone in and they'll find where we did, and they'll compromise eventually how we got this information.
This is like telling, we're at war, we're on the opposite sides in Syria. If it's in Syria, this is like having somebody, in the Reichstag, or the Chancellery during World War II, and then telling Mussolini, oh, by the way, we got somebody in the Chancellery.
And this is a place that's a literal black hole of intelligence.
Right.
No one has intelligence operatives there.
Correct. So if we have it, we've seriously compromised. So here, let's place, I think it's probably shot number 1 of McMaster's last night. Now, remember, the Washington Post said that specifically, he didn't give away any military information. He gave away a city's name that Russia would be it would be easy for them to connect. Now listen to the denial from McMaster last night.
There's nothing that the president takes more seriously than the security of the American people. The story that came out tonight, as reported, is false. The president and the foreign minister reviewed a range of common threats to our 2 countries, including threats to civil aviation. At no time were intelligence sources or methods discussed. And the president did not disclose any military operations that were not already publicly known. 2 other senior officials who were present, including the Secretary of State, remember the meeting the same way and have said so. Their on-the-record accounts should outweigh those of anonymous sources. And I was in the room. It didn't happen.
Is it a denial if he's denying something that wasn't actually even said?
Thank you. Repeat that.
I said, is it even considered a denial if he's denying something that the article never even said?
It didn't even say that. What is he denying?
Well, he did say sources or methods. I could extrapolate that in saying he didn't reveal locations and stuff like that. I could take
You could until today's press conference. In today's press conference, it was like they were listening to me on radio today, or we're all thinking alike, and it's pretty easy to think this way. The question in the Post was, he revealed a city. We've already had one ally say, if this is true, we are not going to trust the United States with intel information anymore. That's a problem for us. So when he was asked specifically about, was there a city that was released, listen to what he says.
Can I get to the question that I had, please? Did the president reveal a city? The spin is that the president revealed the name of the city, and that gave away information that undermined an ally.
Okay, I will answer that. Okay, so all of you are very familiar with the threat from ISIS. All of you are very familiar with the territory it controls. If you were to say, hey, from where do you think a threat might come from territory that ISIS controls? You would probably be able to name a few cities, I would think. And so it was nothing that you would not know from open source reporting in terms of a source of concern. And it had all to do with operations that are already ongoing, have been made public for months.
Jason, there's your tower of jello.
That was bad. You could tell right off the bat that he was not prepared to answer the question. I don't know how. But then you could also tell he was stalling to try to come up with an answer.
I don't think so. I think he was very uncomfortable. I think he was prepared with that. And I think he was so uncomfortable saying that because he's not going to say, no, he didn't.
It's textbook tap dancing, right?
That was stunning to me.
That's two different men. That is not the same man from yesterday and to today. And you said earlier you unequivocally trust him. It's the same as with all the other issues. They come out and start stalling and lying. Just say you did it or you didn't do it. We'll figure out a way to move on. But don't lie and don't make it worse.
He obviously did it. Trump obviously said, because we can guess it's probably somewhere in Syria, or northern Iraq, where ISIS is hanging out, but most likely in Syria, maybe Turkey. Okay, so we can boil it down. Yes, we can guess, but that's not the same as the president saying where it is. So the things that we have to do, we have to look for, is he credible? I wrote this morning with you, Jason, at 7 o'clock in the morning. I don't think so. I think he is credible. I think that was a credible man saying, yes, he did say the city. Are there any other sources that could be leaking this as disinformation? Yes. The Russians were also in the room.
With their press corps.
With their press corps. I mean, this could be something to discredit and cause chaos. We need to subpoena the White House record. We need to subpoena Thomas Bossert. He was specifically mentioned twice in the article of what he knew. We need to subpoena McMaster, and we need to follow best practices. But if we find that the president did indeed do something that we all would have said Hillary Clinton cannot be president for, do we say the president should resign and it should be President Pence? Or do we say, it's nothing? I want to hear your answers when we come back.